What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode. I'm Mike and this is Mike's Gourmet Kitchen. Goeiemiddag, Unjani. Welcome to everyone in South Africa and around the world. Today we're going to be preparing an absolutely amazing snack in South Africa, which is consumed on the daily. It's been consumed for a very long time, probably when the people arrived here on ships. It's called Biltong. It's very similar to the American snack that you find, beef jerky. I might argue it might be a bit tastier. If you guys enjoy the content, please remember to drop a like, a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. It'll keep you up to date on the latest content that we have, and also follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Mike's Gourmet Kitchen. I'll drop the link down below. And yeah, that's it. Stay tuned for the video, and we'll be taking you through the preparation process step by step, and you'll be making biltong in no time. Okay, so getting started, we do have quite a bit of noise. It's been raining in South Africa for the past week. We've been experiencing some crazy floods and all that type of stuff. So first thing that we do, you want to grab the perfect meat. So you either want to use top rump or Silverside. It's a nice soft cut of meat. It's a proper cut to make biltong with, and it's mostly the preferred one all throughout South Africa to use. Let's just open up. I get these vacuum sealed bags from my butchery, and the meat is always of great quality, so let's pull them out and have a look. Okay, there we go. We've got these beautiful cuts of Silverside, nice and thick, about an inch, about 2.8 centimeters. It's got a nice rind of fat on the side. I will not be removing the fat in this video. Reason being is I enjoy the fattiness afterwards. It doesn't shrink down too much, and it gives a nice taste to the meat. So we're going to be preparing these are 1 kilogram pieces each, and they'll make for 2 lovely big pieces of biltong. So let's see here. This is not full. Okay, there we go, that's our meat. So after the meat now, we're going to move on to preparing our spices. Okay, moving on to our spice mix. First thing you want to do is grab a mortar and pestle. We'll be using whole coriander, coarse black pepper and coarse salt. About 2 tablespoons of coarse salt. You do not want to use iodized salt. The reason being is iodine binds with the meat, and it creates this white powdery layer on top of the meat. You don't really want that. You want it to look appealing, nice to eat. It does almost look like the type of mold that grows on biltong if it's too humid, but it's not that. It actually creates this whitish powdery layer on top. And in a few seconds, we have all our ingredients crushed up inside the mortar and pestle. Here we can see got this beautiful mixture of crushed coriander, coarse salt and black pepper. Okay, now to prepare biltong is a fairly quick process. The only thing that does take a bit of time, preparation time is about 20 to 30 minutes, and the process that takes time, you can leave it for 10 to 16 hours in the fridge and let all the delicious flavors and the vinegar, everything being absorbed by the meat. So first thing we're going to do is now we're going to grab our meat. Now, moving on, we will be using, like I mentioned earlier, we'll be putting our own twist on the mixture. We're going to add half a cup of Worcestershire sauce, and then we will top it off with store-bought, nothing special, brown spirit vinegar. It helps to cure the meat and it prevents it from growing mold. Okay, with that all done, let's do that. Give it a nice bath. And now for the spicing. So for spicing, grab handfuls of this that we have here, the coriander, coarse black pepper and coarse salt mixture. And there we go. So we've got the vinegar mixture at the bottom and our spice mix on top. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a Pyrex bowl, lay these flat inside, and then we'll leave it overnight, and I'll see you guys in about 1 day. Alrighty guys, so it's been about 17 hours. I let the meat marinate for quite a bit longer, but it's a bit late. But I've got the meat right here, so there we go. Beautiful, smells amazing. And what we're going to be using for the curing of the meat to let it dry out is one of these. You don't need anything fancy to cure your meat inside. As a kid, what we used to do is we had an empty room in the house, and you would use a normal fan even to dry your meat. Make sure the space is closed, there's some ventilation, no flies can get inside, that type of stuff. But this is probably the easiest way to go. This won't even cost you 200 bucks. That's about what, $12, $13. To get this, you can buy it off of Amazon, Takealot, wherever. And it works wonderful. It's got a small fan on top, you plug it directly into the power supply, and you can just hang your meat inside. And it does not really take rocket science to do it. It's really easy to use. I'm going to show you now. Cool. Okay, here we've got our meat. I'm just going to turn it again now, so you can have a look underneath. I did turn it quite a few times to make sure every side gets quite a bit of salt, pepper and coriander mixture. Oh, and the vinegar bath. So you can have a look at the meat. It's so soft to the touch. You've got these beautiful pieces of meat. So to hang the meat, we're going to be using some hooks, and you don't need these fancy looking plastic hooks. You can just use, you can even use normal wire, bend them in S, just as long as they can carry the weight and they won't fall open, and they can hook over the top of the rail where you hang them. So we're going to be using these. Okay, so for our Biltong cupboard, I'm just going to run the hooks through the ends, hang them inside, and then we're going to plug it in, close it up, make sure there's no holes anywhere, and then we're going to leave it for about 3 to 4 days. There's no specific time that you have to leave them for. It's all about preference. So if you prefer a more pinkish type of meat, leave it for 3 to 4 days. It also depends on the thickness of the meat. You'll just have to check it every day till it meets your requirements or what you like. Grab a nice chunk of it. There's a sharp end. Okay, there we go. Place it inside. Perfect. And now we're just going to repeat the process for the next one. On these, fit just right. These pieces of meat are pretty thick. You could go smaller. You cut them in little long strips or dry within like a day. Consume them immediately. So there we go. It's all nicely hung inside the Biltong cupboard now. And like I said, we're going to place the cover on top now, and then get it plugged in, get the fan running, and then we'll see how it goes from there. I'll keep you guys updated on a day-to-day basis until the day that they're ready. Okay, so there we go. Top to bottom, all set up, fans running, meat looks very beautiful on the inside. Okay guys, so our Biltong's complete. It's been about 4 days exactly. They're nice and dry. Let's have a look here. Those ones we cut in half, and then the ones we split down the middle. They look absolutely amazing. I did notice one thing. There was a slight bit of white mold early on that we experienced. Was very lightly on it. So we fixed that with some brown vinegar, dabbed it on a cloth, put on the meat, dried it out further, and this happens pretty commonly, especially with the rain we've been having the past 2 weeks. It's been very hot and it's also been very humid. So even with the light and stuff inside the Biltong box, we still had the exact same problem, but it was all fixed now. It's not going to kill any of us and still tastes just as good. Let's give it a bite. Oh, there we can see the beautiful color. The fat went down pretty decent. Look at that, not too much fat on the sides. Meat all dry, spices adhered nicely. Let's go ahead, give it a taste. Nicely cut pieces. You can see it does look like we did turn the wind or air up a bit too much, so it hardens on the outside a bit too quickly, but this is not bad at all. It's still nice and pink in the middle. I prefer it this way. If you want to try a bit differently, leave it in the box at a lower wind speed or use a smaller fan, or whichever way. Let it dry for a bit longer and you'll get a more gradual color change. For me this is fine because I am going to be freezing it, so by the time I defrost it, it'll actually just settle down and look pretty good. Yeah, so let's go ahead and give it a try. Meat, nice and soft. Salt's right, you can taste the coriander, black pepper, very traditional mixture. If you guys like to see a different video where we do make it a bit more intense, add chili spices and all that to the mix. And that's it for the Biltong mixture, guys. If you did enjoy the video, please drop a like down below, comment and subscribe to the channel for new content. And without further ado, please try this recipe, tag us in your posts on Instagram and Facebook, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.
Hold up.